Og så har vi haft gæster i studiet i denne weekend. Vi har haft Marianna Rydvald forbi, og hun er en svensk kunstner, som har malet Gavlmaleriet hernede ved hovedindgangen, og hende havde Oscar en rigtig god samtale med. Så sæt det lige her.
Oh, we beseech you, O you beloved elders. Our elders are in space within us. Mothers and fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers since beginningless time. We beseech you, please give us the wisdom to understand the meaning of this chant. May peace be with us here on earth, throughout space and time. We all want peace, and also all the little animals, the little sisters and brothers, they all want peace. Please, warlords, lay down your weapons and start to love each other. It's not difficult. Just try. So I'm singing this song because I love Hawaii very much. I used to live there with my son for 19 years. After Christiania in Denmark. So now I have something to show you here. I just want to show you this painting. Can you see this painting? This painting I painted in 1959 in Sweden, 58, up in north of Sweden. It's called Bird Woman. It's my only portrait. And I brought it to Christiania. And in 79, I had to go to California to paint a mural in a World Symposium on Humanity. And a man came by visiting me in Stenhuset that was given to me by Lone Kellerman. She was so sweet and gave me and my little girls. Lone Kellerman gave the house Stenhuset. So I lived there with them. And I was just about to travel to California. And a man came to talk to me, a very nice man. And a friend knew him. His name is Henning Carlsen. And he saw this painting. And I said, I'm putting my paintings away for safekeeping while I travel. Flemming Johansen, director for Carlsbergs Glyptotek, was so generous and offered to look after all these old paintings in the Glyptotek, in the basement with the mummies. Because I had shipped all my paintings from Hawaii, Mexico, because I lived in Mexico in 1970, 71. And painted a lot of murals on huge canvases because they were I was so inspired by Diego Rivera, the great Mexican muralist. So I painted them, and then later when I left Montreal with my husband, Canadian husband, I shipped it all back to Scandinavia Anyway, so I had them, and Fleming said, please put them in the Glyptotek. But I still had this one in the house, Stenhuset. And Henning said, can I take care of it while you're gone? So I said, yes, you can do that. You can do that. But please remember to bring it back when I come home. And I was there for 1.5 years. And while I was there, I lost my notebook. So I lost his phone number. And when I came back to Christiania, the house I lived in was occupied. Someone had moved in. It was a shocking because some other paintings disappeared at that time. But I couldn't find Henning Carlsen, and he didn't find me. So now it is somewhere here in Denmark. That's why I'm asking. If anyone knows, have seen this painting, please speak to Thomas for Christiania TV and tell me where it is, because I would love to have it back. It's my painting. I love it. And it will go, I will bring it to, I'm going to make a museum called Sanctuary of Transformative Art Trust, or maybe Foundation. And I haven't made it yet, but I like to donate most of my canvases to such a place.
So welcome, yes. Marianna, to Christiania, and we're so pleased to be able to talk with you here tonight.
And but I'm very happy that I could talk about this, because this is so.
If you ever see Bird Woman, contact us at Christiania TV.
Please, I really love this painting. It should have come back to me, but it didn't. So sometimes that can happen. Paintings disappear.
You grew up in Norway, right?
I grew up in north of Sweden.
North of Sweden.
Close to Åre-Storlien. It's a ski station, Åreskutan.
Okay.
I grew up in a little place in the forest with lakes. We looked out over the Norwegian mountains. It was wonderful. It was very off-grid, you know. Mm-hmm. When I was little, we didn't have electric yet, but it came very shortly afterwards.
And then you said you were in Mexico in the 70s?
Yes, I went to... Well, first I left Sweden and went... I painted very early and had an exhibition when I was 15 in Östersund, north a town in Sweden. And those paintings were not this kind. They were
like big.
No, they were smaller ones, but they had to do about the suffering of alienation, the suffering of old age, the suffering of turbulent mind. You know what you think of when you're young, impermanence, and I love those old paintings. They were so expressive. So I still have some of some of them. They were very important. I took them with me to Stockholm, and there I started singing. I sang more than painting, because I love to sing. And my first boyfriend, he was a student with Esther Rursides, and she was a soprano, and she was very old and wonderful, and she heard me sing, and she said, "You have to come and live with me, and I will be your patron and make you into a new Maria Callas."
Wow.
And I said, of course, I moved in with Esther and stayed with her for a year, and she did training the voice from contralto, alto, mezzo-soprano, soprano. It was underbart. And then after a while, then it was, Vietnam War was happening and lots of groups. And then I met the Narrengruppen, a political avant-garde theater group.
So where did you meet them?
In Stockholm.
Okay.
So I started working with them, different plays.
Singing?
Yeah, acting and singing, yes.
Wow.
And while that was going on, Kardemumma Revyn, it's like the Broadway of Stockholm. Mm-hmm. I applied, I auditioned, and he hired me to be in the Kardemumma Revyn. And then after that, I went to Paris. There was student revolution happening, 1967.
Oh.
And then I met the father of my first child, Tiara Natasha. Yeah. He was a student.
In Paris?
In Paris. He became a doctor. And, but I didn't stay with him because I had to continue my life. So I went with my friends to Spain, we wanted to see Madrid, we wanted to see El Prado, the museum, and Goya's paintings.
Yeah.
And then we also went down to Granada to see Alhambra, the beautiful Alhambra. It was, and walk in the Sierra Nevada. So that was the 60s. And then I came back to Stockholm, I was pregnant. And then the Narrengruppen said, oh, you have to play with us. We need you in a new play by Sam Shepard called Chicago.
Okay.
So I acted in that one, pregnant. And then there was a group from of filmmakers from Canada, National Film Board of Canada.
Oh.
They came to make a movie about Sweden's hysteria of data. So they made a very funny movie about Sweden and the obsession of data. You know, everything, how many cows are there, or, you know, counting everything. So they asked me to, if I could be in the movie with them, to improvise. And I did that. While doing that, I fell in love with Martin, the
filmmaker.
The cameraman.
The cameraman. Not our Martin here.
No, Martin. He worked for the film board a long time. He's in his 90s now. And we went to Canada. I married him there. And
does Canada and the place you grew up in have some similarities, landscape-wise, like the...
Yes. I see similarities everywhere, you know. Because you go to the mountains. I've been in India so many times. I love the Himalayas. Himalaya mountains, and I went to Tibet because I love the Tibetan people.
Yeah, I think I see some inspiration from Asia and like Tibet and on the painting that's down here in the corner.
I'm so inspired by Tibet, by the.
And when were you there?
I was there. I grew up learning about Jesus. I love Jesus very much, always loved Jesus and his message. And then later on I met the Buddha. I think he's amazing, the Buddha Gautama.
When did you do that?
And that was because when I was little in northern Sweden, I made a mother in my own mind, a fantasy mother, a fantasy I wanted to be like. Okay. And I called her Tara.
Oh, Tara! Yes. She's super cool.
Yes, super cool. But there was no Buddhist in northern Sweden. But I knew her name was Tara.
That's
so
very cool.
Then many years later, after Canada and Mexico, and I came back to Denmark and Sweden. And then His Holiness the Dalai Lama came to Copenhagen.
Oh.
So I went to see him with my little girls. And I heard him speak of Tara.
For the first time?
For the first time. And then I became so inspired because I said, that's my Tara he's speaking about. So I said, I have to study this tradition.
And can you tell us a little bit about Tara?
Tara is, she is in the Buddhist tradition and also in the Hindu, she is a goddess. She is a mother of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. There are many Buddhas through beginningless time. Many enlightened beings have come and gone. Beginningless time. It's very old. Universe is endless. You see, so and the Bodhisattvas are the spiritual daughters and sons of the enlightened Buddhas. And a Bodhisattva is a shepherd. So the shepherd, because the shepherds always return. They, like the Buddhas, they find ultimate liberation, nirvana, and they are just blessing everything. But the Bodhisattvas, they always have to return to the realm of suffering, because we are in the realm of suffering. samsara, because there is much suffering in our world.
And I want to know about...
So the bodhisattva is a shepherd. In Sanskrit, is shepherd, and Jesus is the greatest bodhisattva, always returning to guide beings, coming back all the time. So that's how that is.
Very cool.
Yes.
I want to know about how you came to Mexico. So you fell in love with the cameraman when you came back from your travels in Spain.
Yes.
And you were doing there was the Canadian film board in this was in Sweden, correct?
Yes, yes.
And
so they made a movie called the name of the Swedish movie is called Untouched and Pure.
Okay.
And you can find it on YouTube.
Oh, and it's about Sweden.
Yes, yes. It's very funny.
Okay, and you're in it.
Yes, it's very funny.
Cool.
It's funny because
Untouched and Pure.
Because I was improvising, you know, I was out there on the street and there was street musicians and the police came and tried to stop the American street musician. And I said, how can you do that? It's the law, he said. Can't we change that law? You should let them sing. Well, då måste du gå och prata med kungen, sa han. So I said to them, let's go and talk to the king. So we went to the castle i Stockholm. Och så gick jag in på slottsgården och stod fram och då kom kapellmästaren eller vad han heter, master of the, and he said, ja, vad gör du här? Så han, yes, and she saw the film and said, I would like to change the law, and I was told by the police that the king could change the law. And they said, ja, men då måste du åka till Italien, han är där nu. Well, we can't do that right now anyway. So we left, but it was fun. There are some fun moments, you know.
Morten, he brings you to Canada.
Yes, Martin, yes.
And sorry, Martin.
Yes, so then while we were in Canada, I painted, and he did movies because he went to Vietnam and did a movie in Vietnam called Sad Song of Yellow Skin. Amazing. He was a cameraman on that one. Amazing. And then we wanted to leave Montreal and go to Mexico. We both wanted to go. So we had a Volkswagen bus, and we had our little Tiara, my baby, who was born 1968. And we drove down through America, through Arizona, New Mexico, through Bisbee, a little town on the border of America and Mexico, where there used to be a lot of gold diggers. And there were ghosts there in the mountains. I heard them.
Whoa.
I heard them in the mountain. You know, and I had very spiritual dreams while sleeping there. There were dreams about a group of dancers who came in the dream, and they invited me into their stage, and they danced with long shepherd sticks. They danced with them, and
like balancing.
Yes.
Things?
And then they saw me in the dream, so they invited me in to dance with them.
Come and dance.
And then they said, welcome back. They say, so I understood I had danced with them in some past life long time ago. Something like that happened.
You had returned.
Yes, something like that. So then
where were you?
We traveled and we went to Tepoztlan. Tepoztlan is in Morelos.
Okay.
And it's a theater group who moved there later on, called Illuminated Elephants, consisting of Swedes, Danes and Mexicans. And what's Pernille, vad heter hon nu? Pernille, her last name, she's quite well known actor. She's in that group, Illuminated Elephants. So they moved there later on and settled there. But I met them later in California, up in Ukiah in 1979. When I did my California journey. And
because I've been to Mexico and I've seen these huge murales. They do this like huge paintings. Like a whole building will just be like a big painting of an old woman, and you can see all like her beautiful face and like all the details.
Yes.
And then you ask like, who is this woman? And it's like, oh, she's the the one who lives down the street.
Yes.
And you think like it was some like they have a culture of street art that is very interesting.
It's very good. They're fantastic.
I'd like to know like how that has affected you and like what you learned.
Absolutely. I was very inspired by Diego Rivera and his wife Frida Kahlo and Orozco and other muralistas from Mexico, because we stayed there for 1.5 years, so I did research and visited, and then I wanted to paint on large canvases, so I went to buy big canvases and painted huge canvases in our little Mexican house. That I still have them.
Huge canvases in the little house.
Yes, I still have these paintings, and I exhibited them at Louisiana here in Denmark many years ago. Knut, what's the name of the director? I exhibited them together with Annie Hedvard, som är en fantastisk målarinna, som inviterade mig att komma till Christiania. That's how I came to Christiania.
Det var henne der inviterede dig til Christiania?
Ja, Annie Hedvard, som is a mother of Tanja and Katrine, Sofie, som singer. Sophie, she sings here in Christiania, and Tanja i Mälkibetten. That's their mom, is Annie Hedvard. She invited me. So that's wonderful.
And when was this that she invited you?
So that was so in Mexico, but then in Mexico we settled in Tepoztlán. But then we made a journey, and we had a terrible car accident in Mexico. Because we were driving, we were on our way to Oaxaca, for the Peyote Festival, and to see all the art there. And we had a car accident. We survived. Martin, Theo, I had grabbed her, so she was good, and we survived it. I won't get into details of it.
Okay.
But it was a great blessing to be alive.
Yeah.
And then we shipped everything back to Canada. And then I was pregnant with Anna. And then something happened. Martin was gone. He was gone.
With the wind.
He met someone. So I was sad, broke-hearted. So I came back to Stockholm.
Yeah.
And that's when I met Don Cherry and Moki, was a Swedish girlfriend, who married the trumpet, fantastic jazz player Don. And they invited me and the two girls to the musical commune in Småland, Farstorp. Musikskolan. And so I stayed there with them for a while. That happened. And I brought all these paintings with me, dragging this painting.
But it was worth it.
Yeah. Because I have them now, so we can make a museum of them. I can finally give them. I want to build a place, and I will donate all my art, also all these paintings.
Yeah, show us some of the paintings.
This is a portrait of the Dalai Lama. Can you see him?
Perfect.
And it is a 10-foot portrait of His Holiness the Dalai Lama at the edge of Haleakala crater. The crater, can you see?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Further down. It is a wonderful portrait. So this one will go to museum, and this one, Trollefar.
What's the story with this guy?
That's a very old one. It is. I love trolls.
Yeah.
You know, I love musical figures, like I paint in the mural. There's a troll in that mural that I'm just working on. Yeah, the trolls. And this is my daughter Anna. She's not afraid of him. She pulls his beard, his green beard, and wants him to tell more stories.
That's your daughter?
Yes, and here's Jesus. Jesus is walking and there's Buddha. And it's all very happy. And this is the Dalai Lama, the 6th Dalai Lama, who loved women. He didn't want to be a monk. He refused to be a monk.
He was a lover.
Yes, he was a lover. And he wrote beautiful love poems.
Oh.
And then they try to really force him the monks. You have to become a monk. So this is when he ran away. He took his wife, secret wife, put him a horse and rode away from Potala to the other side of the valley. And there the protectress of Tibet, Palden Lamo, created a whirlwind. And he danced in the whirlwind with his particular hat. Wow. And then he disappeared. And the Tibetans said, oh, he was killed by the Manchu emperor. No, the Manchu emperor helped him to escape to Mongolia, where he was teaching Buddhist thought with his wife. That's how I see it. Because when you paint something, you kind of, some things come up, magical things. And there is a crane flying there. Mm. And he wrote a poem saying like this. Oh, white crane, please lend me your wings. I will not fly far. From Li Tang I will return. And that is where they found the incarnation of the seventh Dalai Lama. So he gave them in that poem a clue. Where they could where they could find him. So there was
the troll, and there was the sixth bodhisattva.
Yes, the sixth Dalai Lama, and this is a golden Tara from Hawaii.
Oh, my bad.
So there are so many paintings.
Yeah, we want to see some more.
And here is Black Tara of Africa. Black Tara of Africa.
I've never seen this.
She's very powerful. She's also like Marimba, the goddess of music.
Marimba is
and she's taking up her dakini knife, and she says, World Bank, stay out of Africa.
Wow.
Yeah. And all the jewels are coming back to Africa. All the jewels are coming back. So there is so many others. Red Tara. There is Dalai Lama. Now this is Padmasambhava. Padmasambhava. He's like a great, also a great protector who brought Buddha's teachings to Tibet. And here he's doing a dance called the dance averting wars, stopping wars.
That's cool.
That's cool. So please come here, Padma. We beseech you, Padmasambhava, please come and stop the wars, please.
It's like a very...
In Ukraine and everywhere. Please stop the wars, please, please,
and
please.
These paintings are so beautiful, like, and like, are these on canvases or on walls?
Big canvases. These are the canvases. And this is also from a dream. That came in a dream. The eagle dream. And here we have...
The eagle dream.
Here we have...
I'm curious.
Oh yeah, quickly I will show you the goddess of Hawaii. Pele. This is Pele, the goddess of Hawaii. She stirs the volcanoes. And there's another one from Hawaii too. Called Lava Lovers.
Oh, lava lovers! Do you have something about craters and volcanoes? Do you like that kind of?
Yes.
Like the magma and the eruption.
Yes, I do have one, but that one I painted when I was maybe 11 years old.
What?
Yes, called "Suffering of Turbulent Mind." There is a volcano, and it's melting. It's melting. Suffering of turbulent mind. Then here is.
Can you tell us also the story of this?
Yes, I'm going to come to that one now. This is Sri Trailanga Babaji. This is Sri Trailanga Babaji. Amazing one. He became 280 years old. Lived in Benares. Sri Trailanga Swami. Show this. Can I take this one?
Yeah.
Sure. So this here is this one outside. That one.
And when was this painted?
This one is called, shall we put it up so you can see it? This one is painted, the tree, it's called the wishing tree. It's a wishing tree. And maybe when I talk about it, you could have that up. So it's a wishing tree, and here we have little people like nissarna. Oh. These are elementals who protect nature. They are the elemental of the element earth. They live under the roots too. But here they have made a little village where the wind
fairies.
Yes, but no, it's a wind. It's a windmill. It brings up the water. The windmill brings up the water because they have this little village. It's almost like hobbits.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
They're close to earth.
But I have them in Sami clothes because my grandma was Sami. Wow. She was Sami. So I have my own Sami coat too, my coat. And här, konten det är där man har musta, där man går och plockar musta på fjället. Det är konten.
And there's a dragon.
Yes, a dragon.
What is the dragon, like a Chinese dragon?
Well, he is from the realm of the dragons, and they are very old, you know, ancient beings, even before China existed.
Oh,
you know, they are very,
the realm of the dragons.
The realm of the dragons.
Damn.
They are from the north too. They are from everywhere. From all the mythologies have these type of beings. They are also close to the Nagas. The Nagas they have in India, the Hindu mythology of the Nagas, who protect water. They protect water, and so they make pujas to the Nagas to help to protect the waters. It's beautiful, you know, mythology. I love it. I love it. We learn so much from nature, and here är trollet igen, and the dragon. They have a very good relationship.
The dragon and the troll.
Yeah, because dragons likes to be entertained.
Okay, yes.
Yes. And the troll, he travels all over the world and brings stories back.
They're very entertaining, yeah.
And here have we fairies, air element, the fairies. And up here we have the phoenix bird.
Oh.
Who has his egg there. You see, here it looks clean, but now I have to repaint it.
Which is what you're doing right now?
I just started. I did the pillars in June this year. Now I did the lower right, but it's like painting a new painting because I go over everything.
Yeah.
And up there is a phoenix who has the the nest, and in the nest is the egg, and because he whips his feathers, so it becomes fire, and out of the fire, the new phoenix arises. It's like a cool. Rebirth.
So you got like all the elements as well.
Yeah, the rebirth of the
wood, the earth, the water, the phoenix, and the fire. Kind of even looks like a bit of a sun. And then the two pillars. I love the two pillars as well.
Yes, and because they put graffiti on them, long time they put graffiti. The graffiti artists, they couldn't help themselves. It was too much open space. So I came back. The byggekontoret asked me to please do something. So I painted over the graffiti. It was not very interesting graffiti. And then we said, maybe I should put allmoge decor on them. So now they are decor. And they have not touched them, the graffiti. They respect it now, this part, because it's filled with things. If it's something empty space, they like to come and paint it, you know, because they love to do. They are very good, the graffiti artists, you know. It's a different style of
It's an incredible wall painting.
It is. I love this one. So
had you done a wall painting before this one?
This one was done, I think, 1987, long time ago. Okay. I think it was. And then I came back 2010 and renewed it, renovation. And now 2024 and 2025, I come back in the spring, May, June,
2025
to finish it.
Oh, that's going to be so cool.
So that's what's happening.
So this is the wishing tree.
Yeah, the wishing tree.
It's so beautiful. And sometimes the window is open.
Yes.
And then you can see that there's someone in there.
So how did you like Mexico? When you
it was wonderful, and I actually felt like I was returning. It was a very special feeling being there. It's a incredible place.
Ancient.
And I wasn't there for a long time. Exactly.
Yeah,
all these super amazing sites of like these feats of constructions
the
and
pyramids.
Really, and also they have like volcano craters, right?
Yes.
They have places where it's like a dark hole where you can like jump in and there's like water. It's I really love my stay there, and it was really also there was just like a connection to life that's different, and also all the. Now we're in November. They've just had this the Day of the Dead,
the festival,
which is also something they do in some parts in Europe. Here in the north, we call it All Saints Day or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And that's also very, very special. I can feel it. Like this time, I feel like I get more close to the dark and more like see the shadow of things, like the things that are popping up, the ancient spirits of the elders and so on.
Yeah, I love very much.
And that's what you were singing also about a bit in your song.
And I love very much the Nordic saga, the Nordic mythology, so beautiful. From the Norse, and we are Nordics now, we are the Nordics right now. We were born here as Nordics. So we have this ancient mythology also to dip into and study. Odin and Hugin and Munin, the ravens, who fly out into the world to bring message back. So gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, medio dos luceres, que cuando los abro perfecto distingo lo negro del blanco, y en alto cielo su fondo estrellado, y en las multitudes el hombre que yo amo.